Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Elma. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Best of Beauty 2023. I know I missed out last year, but I did not this year. Let's get right into this video. I hope you enjoy.
I gotta tell you something I could do.
Okay, so we're gonna jump right in with the brows. And when it comes to brows, I like my brows to be just as they are, but with a little oomph. I don't draw them as super definedly as I used to before. I just fill in where it needs to be filled in. And one thing I like using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. This has been one of my most used products, honestly, of this year and, well, of last year and the year before that. And why I really love this compared to others that are similar, like the soap brow, is you do not need to activate this, and it plays really nicely with other products, because sometimes some setting brow products, if you're like me, you like to apply your brow setter first so really can shape out your brows, then go in. Sometimes some brow setters or brow waxes don't play nicely with other products, but this does. It sets in really nicely. You still have some play where you can reposition brow hair if it's not where you want it to be, and then once it's in place, it does not budge and it doesn't look like super crispy either. It's really nice. Enjoy this, and honestly, like, I really put a nice dent into it. A product that I really love, an oldie but a goodie, is the Fenty Brow MVP in the color black brown. I don't know why I keep on coming back over and over and over to this. Like, I think of all the good times I have good brow days, most of the time is because I'm using this pencil. There's something about level of waxiness in it that creates a really beautiful and long lasting brow flick, and it just matches my eyebrow color so perfectly. Like, it all, I don't know, this color is really amazing. And I really love the spoolie because it's not your typical brush. It is more like, do you remember back in the day the Artiste brush? It's more like that, and I think that for brow hairs actually the most perfect, because it picks up everything and replaces it without budging too much. So like, it's really nice. And then because I like a super well defined brow, the brow pen by Anastasia Beverly Hills has been it for me. I love a felt tip. I love adding this because it's a bit darker than my Fenty Beauty one, and it adds a little bit of dimension. And again, they have like a nice shade range as well, and it is long lasting. Even when I was sweating through the summer, this stayed on really nicely. So that is it when it comes to brows. I like my brows, like, honestly, it's like not too much, and even though like here, like, I have a heavy eye, they're still popping, are they not? Anyway, next off is eye primer. My favorite eye primer of the year, the best of the best. Is honestly, at this point, you're gonna think that I don't try anything new, but if it works, it works. Like, why switch it up? And there's something about the Fenty Beauty, and I feel that this year I mastered it even better. But now it's like, I apply it, I tap it down, and I also apply it in my lower lash, and I find that it plays so nicely, and it makes the colors of eyeshadows that are not really the best, like, it makes it even pop. Their snap shadows, I'm sorry, they're not the best in my eye, but with their primer, it actually is really popping. So if you haven't tried this before, just go for it. I think this is like my third bottle or something. It's chef's kiss. Is the palette of the year, like, or should I say, like, eyeshadow of the year that I really enjoyed. And I don't know why it took me so long to get this palette, but I'm really happy that I got this one, because I also have their like shimmer version of this, and this is just like perfect when it comes to basic eyeshadows, no shimmer. This is the Master Mattes by Makeup by Mario, and the formula on this is really nice. I love how it blends. I love that it's buildable. I've heard some people say they don't like it that much because they feel like they have to work the product even more. It's not as pigmented as they wanted it to be, but my thing is, I think it's pigmented enough. I don't think it's Melt Cosmetics, put it on and you're there, but it's more something to build up. And I like this very much so, because sometimes you don't straight up like I did, like this really intense eye. Sometimes you just want something light, and the fact that you can build them up nicely really increases the range of looks you can do with this, because you find your happiness everywhere, like, for real. And I love that you have like kind of a cooler looking brown. There's something about like a cooler brown that I find, especially for my skin tone, that brings even more depth to my eye, because I feel like it follows the contour color I would use to like chisel, but it's like for the eyes. And so yeah, I think it's a really beautiful matte formula. I really enjoy this because, again, it's like super basic. I'm a basic girl, like this is just like happiness to me. But if you don't, at this point, who doesn't own a matte palette? But if you want an extra matte palette to your collection, I think that this one is a really nice one. And it's very like, I have small hands, but it's, you know, it's a really nice product. Honestly, Makeup by Mario, I'm impressed. I want to try more things from him. I can't wait. Honestly, the product I'm going to be talking about is my favorite mascara. This one is a really interesting one, and I'm going to try to explain why I love it so much. Long story short, the mascara is a Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. I'm actually wearing it right now. One thing I love about it is it kind of like uncurls my lashes and makes them look longer, but at the same time they lift them up but still add in some weight, because I don't have like, it doesn't look like I have like a voluminous amount of lashes, but it's able to do that. And I think the reason why it's able to do that is because of the wand. So the wand is quite interesting actually. It's kind of like a scoop, and you have like tinier bristles at on the inside of your scoop and longer bristles at the bottom. So what I find that does is, especially do, is because of the shape of the wand, I like to snuggle it to the lash and kind of like wiggle it, and like as I'm wiggling it, it's like keeping in that position of that like kind of scoop, but at the same time brushing open my lashes, kind of like separating them, but at the same time weighing them down, so it's like they have a little bit volume but not too much. And by the time you kind of like uncurl and remove it, it's like it's in that shape. The way the formula and the brush work hand in hand is quite ingenious, and I feel I went way into detail about this, but I really love this mascara. Check it out if you haven't yet. And it's like, it does, like, look at this, my little baby lashes, they just look popping and they don't feel weighted. So top notch. I didn't really put on liner except in my inner corner, but like y'all know me, I am a little baby wing girly, and I've been loving the Natasha Denona Macro Blade liquid liner. It's a really nice intense black color. It's a felt tip, and it is super duper fine. And I love the bend of it, because sometimes I find that the tip of certain liquid liners kind of like bend, and my inner corner is kind of finicky. But ever since I've gotten this, I find that I'm able to create like an inner corner wing more easily, like inner corner like highlight this thing like way more easily, and long lasting, super dark. Also, it doesn't like dry out super fast, so you have time to clean it up if you messed up as well, which is something that often happens to me. It's a really nice liner. I highly recommend it, and it's really long lasting, like for real, like super duper long lasting. Probably gonna be surprising to you. It is the Milk Hydro Grip primer, and the thing is, I love a lot of other products from Milk, but this at first application, it wasn't love at first sight, but with time, oh look at that, I actually like you a lot, very much. So the Milk Hydro Grip primer is really good. So here's the thing, I have super dry skin, and especially during the winter, I need yummy skincare. If you're hydrating and moisturizing and you sip into the skin and you just leave it glowy, like you are for me, and the thing is, the Hydro Grip does that, plus it grips on, makes your foundation last so long, and it preps your skin really nicely, because then whatever it is you're putting on, it really feels like you have a nice beautiful canvas to work with, and you make it last longer. Honestly, it's like top notch. Next, I'm going to be talking about foundation. I couldn't choose just one. I had to have two. So here's my best foundation of the year. So like I said, I have dry skin, and the thing is, I tend to go for foundations that are quite luminous, that are medium coverage. I like my skin to peek through, really like skin-like foundation. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer by Rare Beauty, and my shade is 34 Warm. And just need to mention this real quick. One thing I really love about Rare Beauty is the way they construct their products is made with people with disabilities in mind, because like the little ridges like this, I find is like really handy to help you grip onto the product, which is something that I think is like super thoughtful, because sometimes some products, like, they just be staying stuck and you're just there, and like imagine if your hands, you have arthritis or something and you're trying to open and you can't. And I think that just having this little intention goes the extra mile. Apart from that, this tinted moisturizer is really nice. I know that one may think tinted moisturizer, it's not going to be high coverage. I would call this a medium light coverage. It's actually what I'm wearing on right now. So like I said, I like a foundation through which my skin can peek through, even imperfections. I don't mind. I think it's perfect like that. It's a really nice, long lasting foundation. So I really like applying this foundation with like a brush. I find you get the most out of it, and it really gives you like this really, ooh, is she wearing foundation or is she not wearing foundation kind of look. And even close up without the lights and everything, just regular in the mirror, the skin looks so beautiful, so glowy, luminous, and it stays on like a super long time. So yeah, really love this foundation. Definitely check it out if you haven't, and if especially you have like dry skin, it is so friendly. And I will say though, you need to set it a little bit. Like if you do have oily skin, you definitely need to set it, but if you like that little glow from within, like this is amazing. Another one that I really love is the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. My shade is in Syracuse. This foundation is more of my full coverage foundation when I want to feel like I have to be a little bit more done up when I wear this foundation, but it still looks very beautiful. And when I say done up, I don't necessarily, like I said, I like my skin to peek through, but it's like a little bit more intense. It's a little bit more, you feel like the little extraness. And the shade range, the shade match, is just popping. I should probably do like a wear test. Like I think one thing I want to do this year is have, even though they're old foundations, because who knows, as long as the foundation is still available, someone will be looking for that information. So I want to do more foundation reviews. So if there are any, I'm not gonna go buy a foundation because, oh, this foundation is out, but like I already have a bunch in my collection, so I'm gonna be busting out those foundation reviews for you guys if you're interested, especially if, you know, I'm your shade twin. I got you, I'll let you know. But yeah, this foundation is really amazing. When it comes to setting all of these things, because I have dry skin, I'm so particular about my setting powders. One product that keeps on giving is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. My shade is in 10. This is an old baby, but like it is so good. If you have dry skin and you just want to like set it in place so it doesn't move and it doesn't look like too shiny if the foundation is too glowy, but you still want to keep that glow from within, this is amazing, and it's really good at setting in place. There's something about it, like it just applies really beautifully. It's not heavy on the skin, it's very light, it's very airy. I'm going to be talking about concealer and under eye baking, and honestly Huda Beauty just takes the crown on this one. The next generation of Huda Beauty's concealer was the Faux Filter concealer, and my color is in Toasted Almond. Really loved her Overachiever concealer, really nice. Even the applicator was something really top notch, nice. But I'm happy that she's back to the doe foot applicator, but that she still kept the shape that we all love from the Overachiever. On here it has like this bendy doe foot that really fits perfectly inside the inner corner of the under eye and like here as well. And this is such an amazing concealer, long lasting, it covers what needs to be covered. Unlike the Overachiever that is way heavier and creamier, this is lighter, it's a liquid formula, but it does an amazing job at like covering your dark circles. And the thing is like, so yeah, this color is Toasted Almond 5.3G. So here's the thing, I did not take the shade that is lighter that I might have taken had I been more into using, say, banana powders or yellow powders. But because I've been on a pink kick, I kind of level it out where I go for a concealer that is maybe just one shade lighter than my foundation, and not like 2 or 3 shades lighter than my foundation like I used to do back in the day. But the thing is this, I still get that under eye brightness thanks to the Easy Bake and Snatch baking powder. So the Cherry Blossom Cake, so this is a pink powder. I know, super scary, especially if you have brown skin. You're just like, what the fuck, Elma, like, what are you doing? Listen, this plus a concealer that is not like 2-3 shades lighter than your actual foundation is like the ultimate combination of just like pure, okay, this is a bright under eye, but it's not so like starkingly bright. It's like it balances each other, so to speak. And the Easy Bake is like really nice. I love the nice pressed powder, especially now that I love applying my under eye with like a little puff. It actually came with a little puff as well. I know that we're taught to use like yellow powders under our eyes, especially if you have brown complexion. It's deeper complexion, definitely. But if you have like a complexion like mine, you know, they're like, oh yeah, use a, you know, light yellow powder, which is a really good advice, really amazing. But maybe try pink powder next time and tell me what you think, because I love how it smooths under the eye, sets everything in place, nothing budges, and it's getting older, smile lines and little lines, but it all looks really good. Like even by the end of the day, honestly, like it's super long lasting, and the under eye just looks nice and bright and awake, even if I didn't sleep like super long. Another category where I had problems choosing just one best of the year was blushes. But one thing is clear, I just love cream blushes. There's something about like a cream blush, a liquid blush that just, I find it hard to use powder blushes. I still have some, but like it's so rare for me to pick them up these days, like this past year. So the first blush I'm going to be talking about is the Lip and Cheek color by Rose Inc. in the color Azalea. It's this really beautiful berry color. I love how this applies on the cheeks. It's actually what I'm wearing. It's one of the blushes I'm actually wearing today. It really blends into the skin nicely. It is pigmented, but not so much that you feel like you look like a clown upon first swatch. You can actually build this really beautifully. One thing I like doing nowadays is actually applying my blush before I apply my concealer and under eye powder. There's a combination, there's something that happens there, and I just think it's like really cute. It's like your blush is really coming from like, plus I got the cheeks, so I'm just like, oh, enhancing that. And so yeah, you really get this blush from within. I haven't used it on the lips, honestly. I should probably do that at some point, but I really love it for the cheeks. It's a very nice buildable formula, and this color really works nicely with my complexion. Another one that I really love is by Tower 28. It's a buildable luminous color for cheeks and lips. Again, I don't use this for the lips, I always use it for the cheeks. And this is the color Rush Hour. It's kind of like this beautiful coral sunset color that really fits brown skin really beautifully, because it gives this even more of a like corally pop of color. And I applied it most especially like at the top here, my cheeks. So I use Azalea to kind of like blend into that contour because it's a bit deeper, and then to give that illusion of like, oh, she's really like blushing. That's like a bit brighter, a little bit more innocent, shall I say. I go for this color, and it's so beautiful, and the combo of the two of them is just really nice. And it's a little bit more of a luminous, shiny, wet look, but not so much so. Like it sets nicely once everything, especially with the setting spray, you're good to go. Like it's not gonna be like brushing against your hair and you're like, ah, blush on my hair. No, but it's a really nice formula that's like long lasting, and this color especially is really, really nice. And I feel like not only for brown skin, like for everybody, this is really a beautiful color. Another multifunctional product that I only use as blush is the Danessa Merrick Color Fix Glaze Longwear Eye Lip Cheek product. This is really nice. This is more aligned with the glowiness and dewiness that you get from using the Tower 28, but times 100. Like, it looks wet and it looks nice, and it's actually really long lasting. I find that when using it with a beauty sponge is when you get the best results with it. Contour and bronzer, Hollywood Contour Wand by Charlotte Tilbury, and the color is medium deep. I love the formula of this. I love how it blends and how it stays on the skin and how it works with others, and how the color is the most perfect contour color for my skin tone, be it in the winter or the summer. Freaking amazing. And it's an oldie but a goodie, but a freaking classic. If you've never tried this before, you should definitely give it a go. Probably wait for the sales because, like, you know, Charlotte Tilbury. For bronzer, to bronze this all up and set it all in place, I love the Sun Stalker by Fenty Beauty. My color is in Caramel Cutie. It's such a beautiful color. It's the right amount of warm that balances out this. It's crazy. Well, not crazy because, like, you know, these are my products that work for my face, but I'm way more conscious about what is layered on top of what and what works with what when it comes to the products and the colors that I tend to choose. Because before, I think I was very, okay, I'm using this for this and that for that, and there's no like cross layering. But now, like, there's so much more, like, okay, I'll put one blush and I'll put another blush and I'll put a highlighter, then I'll put another highlighter. And it's like the way my makeup application have changed has really made me not only revisit what I had, but be more conscious about what I'm getting next because of what I already have. And it's less of like, oh, let me get this because everybody's talking about it, you know? It's an amazing bronzer. Like, Fenty Beauty, the amount of shade range, highly recommend the Sun Stalker by Fenty Beauty if you haven't already, because it's a really beautiful formula and it does an amazing job at bronzing you up. And the thing is, like, it is really matte. Like, unlike my Hourglass that has some glow in it, this is like totally matte, and I don't mind it because the amount of glowiness that's happening, especially like with my cheeks and like the foundations I usually go for, having a matte bronzer actually balances things out really nicely and it doesn't feel flat at all. Next off is highlighter, and this is from Merit, is the highlighting balm, and this is in the color Bounce. It's very interesting because it's kind of like a cream, but also kind of have this, I know I'm gonna say oil and you're gonna be like, eesh, but no, it's really nice. But it's the glow that looks kind of like a glowy sweat. And I know it's a weird one, but like, do you know when you're like kind of like sweaty but glowy? This is that. And I love that look so much, and this color looks really nice. And because I wear a lot of silver jewelry as well, I don't usually tend to go for especially goldy highlighters. I like them to be more like champagne-y or a little pinky. It needs to have that like yellow undertone quand même. Like, I don't go full on silver. This, I don't know, like, it's so pretty. It's like, okay, wait, whoa, oh, she just went for a little run. She's a little sweaty, like, ooh, she's glowy. And that is what this is. It does have a funky smell though, but like, I've been grabbing for this so much, and you just on the go it. One thing I would advise though, when you are applying this, I wouldn't say that it moves what's underneath. I don't know if it's because I tend to apply setting spray before I apply like blush and bronzer and highlighter, but tapping it and then tapping it in place rather than swiping, I find it's the best way to apply it. They have a bunch of really nice colors, and this color Bounce is beautiful, very beautiful. When it comes to setting spray, I have two faves, an oldie and the other one also an oldie, but they're all freaking goodies at this point. They both serve their purpose, shall I say, because in my makeup application I apply setting spray twice. Right after I have usually done my under eye and my powder and my foundation, and then right afterwards I usually apply blush, highlighter, and bronzer so it pops even more. And I usually like a nice fine mist that just blends all of that together and sets it in place. And for that is the Continuous Setting Mist by Morphe. I really love this product. I got me a jumbo, and this is a really nice product. Like, it does a great job at even for like long lasting and like just afterwards everything, but I personally specifically use it as a blending agent. But then when I finish applying everything and I want everything to set in place and I want everything to melt and to look just, it's the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. So this easy. Party all night, stay all day, yeah. Basically, honestly, this says no lie. And the thing is very interesting because I started watching a couple of Best of Beauties. A lot of people have been loving this, and it's not for nothing. Is it dethroning my Urban Decay all-nighter? Possibly. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the lips, and we're first gonna talk about some lip liners. And basically it's just from one brand. It's from Makeup Forever. It's the Artist Color Pencils. I really love these. I've been on the hunt for new lip pencils, and now that I have these in my collection, I tend to always go for them. So this color that I'm actually wearing on the lips right now is Limitless Brown, which is a nice deep warm brown. And then you have Completely Sepia, which is like closer to my own lip color. I did not use it at the moment, but it's one of the colors that I really love. And one thing about the Makeup Forever lip well, you not only lip pencil, you can also use them for the eyes. You can use them for a whole bunch of stuff. But I personally got colors specifically for lip pencils, and the formula is really nice. It's quite creamy but still waxy enough that you feel like when you're applying it's not gonna budge, which it doesn't. It lasts super long, and definitely check them out if you haven't, or you're in need of new lip pencils. The formula on this is worth taking the detour. Lips, it will come as no surprise, but I really this year just love the Air Matte lip colors by Nars. These are to me like the most comfortable lip products I've had on my lips in a really long time. It's more of you kind of like have to reapply it, but the formula is like very nice and very moussey on the lips, and I really like it, especially for an everyday on the go just apply. You don't even always need a lip liner with them as well. And yeah, this is in the color Shag. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing in the center of my lips today. And then you have, like I said, the Huda Beauty liquid matte that I rediscovered. This is in the color Bombshell. Really love this reformulation of the liquid matte from Huda Beauty. The other one was really nice because it was like super long lasting, but let's admit it, it was very drying on the lips. This is not that. It again comes to find this like kind of moussey texture that's way more comfortable on the lips, but still very long lasting. So again, really love this. So next is the gloss that I actually have on my lips. Honestly, when it comes to makeup combo, like I always love a good gloss, and this time around I actually went for kept on going for the Milani Luminoso Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. This lip gloss is so pretty, especially for the like pinky nude combo that everybody just looks cute in. This is really great product, and it does have a little plumping effect. It's not bad like the Too Faced one. It's bearable. You feel a little tingle and you feel like a little going on, but it's nothing like cuckoo crazy. And it just applies really beautifully. Like, look at that, like the lips are just extra luminous, extra luscious. And yeah, that was really a product in 2023 that just made me feel extra pretty. All right, friends, so there you have it. Those are my favorite beauty products of 2023. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know in the comments what were some of your beauty favorites of 2023. I love reading your comments, so like, yeah, let me know. And if you want to see more videos from me, definitely check out the videos that just popped up on the screen, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you next time. Bye.